Oh shit, everything's down there. Why won't it turn this way? It won't do this. Because you're just being an ass. Is this? It's live. Now I gotta do this. One thing I don't want to do, screw you too, is to change everything like a bunch of jerks. I don't even know how to look it up. Usually I get myself. No, I don't. Oh, is it open? No. Oh, I'm the only one here. I'm the only one here. I'm the only one here. There you are. Hey, Carol. I'll turn the video down. Hey, Kim. Hear me? Let me know if you can hear me because stuff ain't working right. Okay, you can hear me. Good. Oh, good. Thank you. Good. Well, I'll tell you guys because you're early. I think my head is just going to explode live on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, we're having issues with the internet. On my way here, I decided to stop and check my mail and then run into the grocery store so I don't have nothing tomorrow. I had plenty of time before this. So I parked around the corner where the shopping are. Now there's like a L shape in the building. Like this is the front of the store, this is the side. I was parked over here around the corner. About 2 weeks ago, these bunch of assholes showed up again. I told you guys about this group of people being jerks, right? And then they get thrown out of the park and then they disappear for like 4, 5, 6 months and then they come back again. Well, only 2 of the 5 cars that hang out have been back for like the last week or so, but not in the car. Not in the park. So as I'm walking into UPS, I see 2 of them. I said, oh shit, they come here. Great. Lovely. So after I'm done talking with the girl herself from UPS, and we were chatting for a while, maybe like 15 minutes, there was no one there. So she's getting ready to close. So I leave there and I walk down to the grocery store. It was like a meat locker. It was so hot today. I was sweating all day. So I said, I got time. I'm going to walk up and down every aisle and just cool off before I come out. Because the sun just came out. It was cloudy all day. Got shit for charge. And that's going to come in a freaking minute. So altogether, I'm away from the car a half an hour. I get here and I see the battery screen is blank. I said, shit, it was charging. It got full that fast. So I turn around, I come in the back, and I realized My wires are all over the floor, hanging out the windows and across the bed. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I said, oh shit, I must have broke a wire. Oh look, no, these ones are fine. So I said, what the hell is going on? I said, oh, it became disconnected from the roof. I get out of the fucking car. Yeah, there's gonna be bad language. I get out of the car. Both my solar panels are gone. The only thing left are 2 wires sticking out of the fucking doors that they cut. They cut through the zip ties and the ropes. There's not a rope left on the car because they just sliced it where I had it tied to the luggage rack. They cut every single rope, bing, 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 and then slit the 6 huge zip ties as big as my thumb that I paid like $25 for like 200-pound weight zip ties. That thing made it through a fucking hurricane. No solar panels. These guys got the most rickety pieces of shit fucking cars that are duct taped together. I don't understand how cops, no one gives tickets down here to these people, got no windows, no nothing. Nothing. They don't pull them over. They don't chase them out. So I got what I got, which ain't much. I can't stay on here forever. Maybe 20 minutes, another 10, 15 minutes. Because I won't be able to get any more solar panels. By the time I order them, when I get paid, it'll take 2 weeks to get here. That'll be the mid-October. And no, I don't got no working plugs in the vehicle. None of the cigarette lighters work. There's one back here that's loose and it moves, and I'm afraid to plug anything into that one. And we took the ones out up front because there was money fused, dime, pennies fused, melted together inside the other ones that were up front. Oh, God. Fucking hashtag van life. And it's funny because I'm never away from the car that long. Ever. Never. Never. Son of a bitch. And they're fucking quick, bro. They're fucking quick, and no one would have noticed if they were on the driver's side and just walked past and slit the ropes and then walked around to my side, because the car's this way, and over here there was nobody there. There was one car here, and then one car here at the corner, and then I pulled next to her, and then from here down there was nobody on that side of the parking lot. It was empty. Son of a bitch. Sorry. That's the nicest thing I can think of to say right now. I give the fuck up. I give up. I give up. So quickly, let's use the other 10 minutes to talk about what a bunch of bastards these people are on the news. For 2 weeks, they've been yelling Charlie Kirk's name. Talking shit about him, talking shit about him, talking shit about him. Every single fucking day on the news for 2 fucking weeks now. No, you can't call the cops. They're fucking gone. For what? I'm gonna go call the cops on these fucking assholes? Oh, no fucking way. Although they're probably out of fucking prison, but fuck that, no. Ain't worth getting killed over. No way. Absolutely not. Those 5 guys were ripping my fucking doors open in the Cracker Barrel. And that's probably who the fuck it was. I probably ended up running into those guys because I can never get a good look at them. And it was in the dark at 3 in the morning. I was half a fucking asleep. And I wasn't busy looking at 5 guys. 2 of them were behind the car trying to pry open the hatch door. One guy was over here that I had met in the morning in Cracker Barrel. Some old man. Remember what I said about being dressed real fucking nice? One of them. Fucking one of them. That's why I told you. No, can't trust no one fucking down here. And there was one guy at this door, the sliding door, and another guy trying to get my fucking driver's door open. So 6 altogether, 5, 1 on each fucking door. And the guy who I was talking to who was distracting me while the other guys were breaking into my fucking car all at once. I ran, when I started the car, I took off, and the guy must have been, I don't know whose foot I ran over, either the guy back here trying to open up the passenger, the driver's sliding door, or the guy that was trying to get my driver's door open. I ran one of them over. I hit him in the leg and ran his fucking foot over. I heard him screaming. Hey, Rare Breeds. I went into Publix and a bunch of assholes. Remember those jerks who were breaking into my car? Like when I first came back here from down in Jensen Beach. I think some of them are back because it's the only ones I could think of that would fucking even try doing this. Someone stole my solar panels while I was in the store. I still got my cables. They were all inside the car, but they cut the connectors. This was outside. So they cut the fucking wires off and just slit the ropes. Slit all the ropes, took all the ropes too. There's nothing up there. Not a zip tie, not a fucking nothing. You wouldn't even know anything was tied up there. Yeah. It was about 40 minutes ago. And this is this wandering fucking group of assholes who keep getting kicked out from one town to another town to another town, and then they're back again like 4 months later, 6 months later. They come and go so often because they're constantly getting chased out of the park. Fucking half their car is duct tape. I don't know how you know, Florida's got, you know, one thing is not giving a shit about inspections every year or anything like that, but they're gonna hound your ass over something fucking stupid, right? You have a headlight out, it's like $1,000 fucking fine, but some guy can drive a car that's completely duct taped together. The windshield is duct taped in the fucking car, and they don't get a ticket for that, and that's allowed on the freaking road. So anyway, oh yeah, that was $700 worth of solar fucking panels. It's all right because one of them it doesn't even work anymore. The only thing I pull in is 15 watts on the old folding one. The brand new ones was what's pissing me off. Those are $350 to replace those suckers. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't want to put the mounted one on because then we're gonna have to rip all of this out. The whole liner's gotta come out to be able to drill through the roof and hope that shit doesn't leak in like 8 different fucking spots with bolts and, you know, come on. Jesus. I gotta make a decision though next month when I get paid what I'm doing. I don't know. Probably just better off with the folding one. Oh. My head's gonna blow. Well, I'm only gonna get the one. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. I'll figure this out. I'll talk to you about that later. I just fucking scream, bro. Oh yeah. Okay, I figured there's gotta be some way to attach it, even with like U-bolts. You know what I mean? Put the U-bolts on like that. Something like there's gotta be a way to attach it. And I think the leak in the hatch, where I've been trying to trace where the water's coming through, is coming from the freaking where the luggage rack is. The last place that the luggage rack is mounted to, something's leaking up there. The whole back is soaked, everything. When I woke up, I went to grab my pants to put them on. It was like freaking, I squeezed them, wringed them out. We had a 4-hour storm and a half last night. I spent all day with the door open trying to air the shit out. And it's funny because I saw them a while ago. Everybody's hatch, they suck. The sliding doors leak. They never close right. Always. The minivans always got leaky doors in the back. And we have the Honda Fit hatchback. Forget it. Every hatchback leaks. And there's nothing wrong. The seal is intact. The rubber's perfect. I went through, scrubbed with my little brush, cleaned everything all the way around. Still freaking leaking. Usually when I shut it myself and slam it down, it doesn't leak. But the other day it leaked. But yesterday I didn't know it was supposed to rain until 2 in the morning. So I said, all right, let me just hit the thing and get out of here because I was hungry. I wanted to go make something to eat. And I forgot. And then all of a sudden I was getting ready for this last night. Freaking lightning, rain. I wasn't getting outside to shut the door open and shut it. It was like this much water in about 20 minutes. The whole parking lot was flooded, and we don't flood here. So much water was coming down. The drops were like water balloons. It was insane yesterday. It was, right? That's what I thought, because that's right where it's coming in. Right where it could come into that back with that little piece of molding right here. It's coming right out of the freaking molding. Like a freaking waterfall. Yeah, it was freaking crazy. But that wasn't supposed to come till 2 a.m. That shit showed up early. It was raining so hard, I couldn't hear the video I'm watching. So I put the earbuds in. I couldn't even hear with the volume all the way turned up the video. And I was like, there's no way that you're gonna hear me with hitting the rain. Damn. I know, I wish we could send it to you. But what a freaking mess. So I'll be back around. I'll figure it out later. I don't even know what I'm doing. My fucking head. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept since Tuesday night. I was having trouble sleeping because 9/11 was coming. Wednesday night, fucking needless to say, I didn't sleep at all. I've not slept since Wednesday, Thursday, or really yesterday was the first time I slept for like 6 hours. I fell asleep at midnight and woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. Just running on adrenaline. But, yeah, so... I feel like a jerk being pissy about this after what just happened, you know what I mean? What I want to say is this. If we are responsible for talking shit on YouTube, let's just listen, because this is like the freaking rule, right? The bullying rule. If I talk shit and bother somebody enough that they harm themselves, remember that poor broad that sat on the fucking railroad tracks and waited for the train? She was a huge YouTuber and everybody was fucking piling her. But two people in particular were really going at her every single day, like thousands of comments a day. It was insane, right? You're responsible. You are legally responsible for someone harming themselves. Right? That's the fucking rule here, isn't it? Well, how can people talk shit on the fucking news, on TV, and air it on here, and none of these people are going to be held responsible for what they fucking did yesterday, Wednesday? Calling Charlie Kirk a fucking monster, a bigot, a racist. For 2 straight weeks, they've been talking shit about him. And 2 weeks ago, this guy tells his friends he fucking hates this guy. Gee, I wonder why. Just saying. If we're responsible for talking shit on here, how aren't they responsible for what the fuck's been going on? It's so fucked up. So fucked up. I've been watching that kid since his very first interview on Fox News 12 fucking years ago. Me and Richie watched him. Richie loved this kid. Loved this kid. We watched everything he ever fucking put out. I've been watching him all this time. He helped me get over Richard and dealing with the fucking van. He helped me a lot getting over a lot of anger about 9/11. I've let a lot of shit go. I've been holding on to. They're just pissed off because most likely he'd have run for president in 28. And he'd be old enough by then to run. You can be 34. They lowered the thing on that when they lowered the age on state representatives and Congress. When I was putting my paperwork in, you had to be 31. Minimum 31 years old for anything. Just for state representative, you're just a freaking gopher. You know, that's it. You're just a gopher. Now it's like 24 years old or 26 or something. It's insane. But they can hire you right out of college now. It used to be you had to put your time in. You had to work for a town hall or to be like a clerk, to do an internship with either a congressman's office or an assemblyman or, you know, councilman, someone in the town. You have to start low and then work your way up. But I'd have destroyed. That woman is, a week from now, I feel sorry for her because that's when the shit hit the fan for me. When everyone left and life started going back to normal a week after the funeral was over, and you gotta spend that first night in that bed alone, that bitch is gonna snap. I feel sorry for her losing someone like that. I was in a state of shock for at least 2 years after Richard died. It didn't seem real. Getting dressed to go to the fucking doctor, he comes out, gives me a hug. We talk a few minutes about me going to the cancer center. Gives me a hug and a kiss, tells me he loves me. He said, wake me at 2 instead of 1 because I was having trouble sleeping. I said, okay, no problem. Give me an extra hour sleep. I said, okie doke, no problem. I opened that bedroom door and he was dead. 3 hours. Left the house for 3 fucking hours. And my whole life was over. That woman was standing in the place watching on the fucking monitor. I didn't know she was there. I thought she was at a hotel when they said she was inside, or in the, I don't even know if they even knew she was there in the beginning. Thank God the little girl wasn't watching Daddy on the monitor, on the big screen inside. Could you imagine? That little girl's watching her father. Now there was a video. It's I'll tell it to you now because I ain't gonna be able to communicate with you, and you can look for yourselves. Ex-Marine guy, Ranger, whatever he is, he got a good video of the bullet. He was wearing a Kevlar plate that went across like this, down on an angle and straight. It was just an armored plate. He had one in the front and one in the back. That's why the big giant t-shirt. This jackass was aiming for his heart and missed. You know, fucking wind moves the bullet, retard. Had he hit him where he meant to, he'd still be here. I'm getting to the end of this because it gets fucking worse. The bullet, let's say this was the edge, under his t-shirt is up here. This is the edge of the plate. In frame by frame, the bullet that's this fucking long hits the top of the plate, and instead of going this way, it bent, it ricocheted off and hit him in the neck. If he wasn't wearing the plate, the bullet that hit up here would have missed his heart, went right through, pierced his lung, and went out his shoulder blade. It would have went through and through that bullet. Wouldn't have got caught. The bullet never came out. It went in the neck and straight up into the head. Never came out, never exited. I can't believe wearing the body armor got him killed. You know, when you think about it. Really? Fucking choke someone today. But yeah, it sucks. So I went to the store and I got the C to wear for Charlie and Christ. C and C, get it? I should have got 2 C's. There was only, this was like $1. It's a bunch of little pearls. And the chain was $1.50. Everything was half price at Hobby Lobby in the jewelry making center. So if you like making jewelry, get your ass to Hobby Lobby before Monday. Everything is 50% off. So it cost me like $3, I think. And I got, this turned out to only be 50 cents. But I can't. It's a little Bible, like a real book. It's a real book. It was right next to the letter C. So yeah, I got it. I thought it was adorable. Yeah, could you imagine? His son will never know his father. Never know his dad. His kid's only a year old. That little girl is freaking adorable. I haven't stopped crying for days. When she got done talking last night, and something had been like gnawing at me, and I was like exceptionally crazed and upset, and I couldn't put my finger on what part of this was like really getting to me. I mean, bad. I was hysterical. So I went up front to get the tissues because I left my roll of toilet, my paper towels up front. And as I'm coming past, I passed this. It was Richard. It reminded me of what I was saying when I came home and he was on. You know what I mean? She walked inside, sat down, her fucking life was over in like 20 minutes, you know? Shit like that. She's one tough woman. I don't know how she did that last night. Anger, got adrenaline, and anger was under there. That's what carried her through that. And I started crying over that. I was like, why is this really disturbing me? And all of a sudden I was like, oh, you jackass. Plus he looks like Richard. You know, with the black hair, the black hair with the blonde lady, all right? When I saw the picture of the two of them together on the beach with the kids, I snapped. Talk about PTSD. That was it. I was gone. I didn't, that's why I said I didn't fall asleep till midnight. When I watched her at 8 o'clock, I sat there crying for like 4 freaking, I just lost it. Last time I lost it was when my mom and my friend Taylor died. And his kids showed up for Christmas. We asked them not to, and they got very nasty. It wasn't because they wanted to see him. It was because they wanted to see their friends. There were people coming to New Jersey to see their family. It's a long story. Anyway, so it wasn't us they wanted to come see. They didn't want to come say they were sorry about my mom fucking dying. They just wanted to come see their friends. So we took them to New York, and we're going to Rockefeller, and we parked by Macy's. We get this crazy spot right outside Macy's with the whole Christmas window, fucking everything. Now over there, they have loudspeakers all over New York City, everywhere, and I mean huge, giant loudspeakers on the tops of buildings. I think that came with 9/11. Some kind of siren system, I'm sure. But all these stores play Christmas music, and it's just blaring like a rock concert as you walk down like Fifth Avenue all the way to Rockefeller Center. It's just Christmas fucking, you can't even hear each other talking. And they're like, 30 stories up in the air. We must have got a half a block away from the car. I don't remember what song it was, because the songs were changing as you were walking past some of these stores. Like, one of the songs came on, a Christmas song, probably fucking Bing Crosby. I dropped to my knees in the middle of the fucking sidewalk, blubbering in the fetal position. I fucking snapped because my mother and my best friend, who she lived down the block from me, her name was Taylor. She had just given birth to twins, a boy and a girl. She was a twin boy and a girl. She found out she was stage 4 breast cancer. Same as me, same as my mother, when she was 3 months pregnant. 400 women within a 10-mile radius. Over 200 in my town that was 3 miles long by a mile wide. All got breast cancer. Every person who worked for the town got sick, it was insane. Everybody. Lung cancer and breast cancer, wham, wham, wham. People who never smoked a day in their life, fucking cursing out everybody else. We got it last, which was the funniest thing. Non-smokers got lung cancer like 8 years before people who were smokers did. Figure that one out. So Taylor died 4 hours. My mom died at 10 a.m. Taylor died at 2 in the afternoon. And I had just found out about Taylor, and the entire town hid the fact that Taylor was dying of cancer because they knew I was going to lose my shit. Taylor was like a sister. My mother loved her like a daughter. She used to come to my mother because her mother died. It was a whole thing. She was part of my fucking family. And yeah. So by accident, about 3 days before the kids got there, somebody was in the lobby. Me and Rich were leaving, and he said something about Taylor. And Rich goes, and he's like, I'm like, wait, what about Taylor? And he's like, oh, nothing. She might be coming tonight. And the other guy's like, she doesn't know yet. So I found out a couple of days before the kids got there, a couple of days before Christmas, that Taylor had died. The funerals were on the same day. So that's the only time I ever snapped like a fucking twig. Richard had to carry me back to the car. I said, listen, give me the car keys. You guys go. Just go. I'll be fine. Just get the hell out of here. And I let them go. I said, take your time. I said, I'll take a nap in the back. It was a hatchback. So I folded the seats down, pulled a blanket over my head, and just waited for them to come back. And cried for a while they were gone. So I don't even know where I'm going with that. But yeah, that shit just hit me like a ton of bricks between 9/11 and this and being at that thing. I met such nice people at the ceremony. Whole shitload of people from New York. They're all down here. Cops, firemen, everybody, guys who were digging up there, and we called them the Bucket Brigade. People just volunteered to walk in. I didn't know a lot of this. And I learned that a lot of the volunteer people on the bucket line, where they were going in and scooping stuff into these huge giant buckets like this, and then it was an assembly line. Hundreds, like 500 people lined up, and they just did a bucket line, getting all the gravel, all the shit, trying to empty as much out while they were looking for people under the rubble. I met a whole bunch of them. It was like a whole freaking thing on Thursday. Okay, I think I'm done complaining and bitching. But still, these sons of bitches, if we can go to jail and be charged with like, I forget what that is. It's some kind of manslaughter, actually. I think it's second or third degree, because you are the cause of it. I forget the exact name of that one again. It's a complicated one, but if you do something to cause someone, sit in front of a train, that's on you. And you can go to jail. You can go to jail for that. That's fucked up. And I can't talk much longer because I got no batteries. Oh, my brain hurts. How's everybody else doing? Oh, God. Anybody else want to bitch about something before I go? I'm looking over here because now I got to use them both because I can't see it. It's not coming up on my iPad. I don't know why. I think, oh, it's inside the crack. The cracked out screen. Here. Oh, God, this sucks. Thank God it's cooling off because I ain't got no fan. I just thought about that. Shit. I wet my hair. But these freaking thieves, bro. And they're quick, man. They're fast. I shouldn't have parked around the fucking corner. They could have been looking like they were just taking it down. Nobody probably would have ever second guessed what they were doing. You know what I mean? Especially if they pulled over next to me. They look like they're fixing something on their van. Nobody would have known they were stealing them. But they call the cops on you to see a fucking dog in the car. Just sucks. No, they won't. Those assholes pick and choose their time. Trust me. If it's the ones I think it was, yeah, no, they ain't gonna come back. They just knew they had plenty of fucking time because it was gonna take me a while walking in the store. They're not stupid. They know. But we've had little things like that happening. A couple of nights ago, someone tried to break into the bank. The alarms were going off inside, like someone tried to, and all the doors were locked, and I saw the cops over there, and they're like, how the fuck is the alarm going off? And one guy starts pointing like this, and he's like, oh, someone probably climbed up on the roof. So then they start walking around the back of the building to see if someone went through the roof to get into the bank, because there were no broken doors, everything was locked, but yet the vault alarm is going off like crazy. That shit was loud. They finally got it turned off. It was about, and it was early too. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, oh nice, here we go. But nobody's bothering people in cars. Don't worry. It's always right here. Always. Well, actually now in Florida, I can get a holster. I'm allowed to get a holster. When I was talking with the sheriff when Richard died, he said, you can open carry. I said, I can. He said, yeah, you can. You're allowed. You're licensed. That's your service weapon. I was like, yeah, but I ain't got no ID. You know? And that's what he was like, oh, where am I going to put that in the computer for? So somewhere it's on my driver's license. Yeah, try telling the cop. That's throwing me to the fucking ground. Yeah, but wait, you gotta put my driver's license. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, they don't give a shit. Honey, these are bush people. Okay, bush people. The car is fucking duct taped together because they probably stole it and someone don't want it back. They're gypsies. They come and go from different towns. They always get run out of town and then they're back 6 months later. These are the people who live along the railroad tracks. They're just wearing nice new clothes from the, fucking food pantry, and the churches hand out, Ralph Lauren and Yves Saint Laurent and fucking Liz Claiborne. You don't know who's who. You don't know who's who down here. Yeah, but they don't care. These guys, that group doesn't give a shit. You think the looters care about the cameras? They don't give a shit. Normal, like, your YouTube rioters, they might give a shit down here, and they won't pull that here where they're gonna bust through, loot a store. There's no looting going on here at all. But doing stupid shit like this, yeah. And it wouldn't matter because they probably look like they own the car. They're just, if you just do it and you're not doing this, looking around, you just, deliberately do something, you can get fucking away with anything. No one's gonna guess. I could sit here changing my tires, pretending I got a flat tire, jack the car up and steal someone's freaking rim. No one's gonna notice. Not if you don't look suspicious and you're all wearing nice new clothes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Where the hell did they, they just ransacked Chicago last night. In like 3 different sections of 3 different cities, too. It was insane. Robbing jewelry stores. They drove the back of a giant pickup truck. They drove backwards through the store window, and like 50 people ran in, and then there were like 20 cars coming around the corner, and they all lined up right in front of the store, and the back door is all opened. So those people got out, ran down the street, but the guy busted through the thing. Like 50 people ran into the store, and then the 20 cars pulled around. Those people walked out with all kinds of shit right into the cars, and they all took off. That was good. They're very organized now. Now they don't have to run down the street with the Louis Vuitton freaking suitcases. That was one of the stores. Then they tried robbing a jewelry store inside this little mini mall thing, strip thing, like enclosed little thing, with maybe like 20 stores in it, high-end stores. The woman who owned the jewelry store got robbed 2 years ago. They smashed all the windows and stole everything. They looted her 2 years ago. So the jackass reopens in the same place. They come in, they had sledgehammers, pickaxes, like the big ones like the firemen have, to rip doors off and walls down. They were having a tough time getting through the safety glass. They made a hole about that big with like a 50-pound sledgehammer. The head was like this, and the guy's like swinging it like a baseball bat, and he can't break the glass. I said it's probably bulletproof with steel inside of it. You can't even see it. It's crazy glass. And they could not bust the window down no matter what they did, but they made a huge ass hole like this. All of a sudden, you see on the surveillance camera, they start doing this. And I'm like, what the hell? Is she throwing something? They throwing something out the door. Like, I thought the glass was falling or somebody was throwing something at them. The woman inside was shooting at them through the big holes they made. Those fucking, they were falling and sliding. It's all over YouTube, that one. I forget who did that. Jordan Cash and someone else, but if you see them, look up the looting in Chicago yesterday. Everybody's gonna have that one, because it was funny as shit, them getting shot at and running away, screaming, falling over themselves. It was nuts. Good for her. Now watch, she'll get arrested shooting a firearm in public, right? Crap. Oh my God. All right, what the hell are we doing? Oh crap, we've been on 48 minutes. Yeah, that's what it's gonna come to. It's gonna get nasty soon. I'm worried. I'm very, very worried. I've watched a lot of videos where people get pissed off. Way pissed off. So they're just about there. And I'm like, dude, don't push people over the edge right now. Don't push people over the edge. Like, just give them to it all at once. Just let us go. It's like, no, because it's not pretty when these people freaking riot. There's a reason why they don't, because it gets ugly very quickly, and they don't know what ugly is. They have no idea what ugly is until you make these people pushing beyond their brink, and they're just about there. But they had videos in outside of almost every single embassy around the world. New Zealand, Spain, Germany, and I mean like 1 million people came out in England today for they added him to their protesting parade because they can't fly their own fucking flag. You can't fly the British flag in England. Be like telling you, when they took down our American flags after 9/11, I've never spoken about that. Took down every single American flag about a month after 9/11. Yeah, that didn't go over too well. Off every building, out of every fucking office. It was unbelievable. So within about a week, They were back up. Government can't afford no one coming to work. At all. Someone's got to answer the phone. So that's that. So keep the peace, please. And I'll talk to you guys in a couple of weeks. I'll be able to leave a post or two until it varies. Which, if I'm only charging the phone, I got my radio. I may have, if I don't use it for cooking, so if I buy food, I don't have to cook, like hummus and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe 4 days worth of electric, possibly, if I'm good. But I got my radio and battery, so I'll be alright. Maybe it's the Lord's way of giving me a break before I have a freaking heart attack over what's going on. I don't know. I've been okay. I can eat maybe twice a day on a good day, and that's it. And I'm talking Jello, eggs, hummus, what else? Mashed potatoes, stuff like that. And I'm also not real hungry either. Everything's just a freaking disaster as far as that concerned. And my new little guests, to the triplets that showed up, they started the breast cancer off. Whenever something new shows up, and it's in the middle of just the beginning of it right away, oh my God. I was covered in rashes from here to my waist, like big blister rashes, and nothing can touch you. Nothing can touch you. Nothing. I was there with like spraying myself every 5 minutes, and then I put ice packs in my bra, and then I couldn't stand having nothing touch me. So I've been covered in freaking creams and shit and trying to put ice packs on. Finally that stopped, but I gotta see my doctor on Monday. I also gotta get some paperwork and the test results printed out. Hopefully he can do that. And I gotta drop that off at the VA in case anything gets insane. I should already be set up in the computer from my last visit out there. So other than that, it's kind of sucky. Like I can't really eat, and some days I can't even drink water. And it just goes down and up it comes. Your stomach starts rejecting food. I went through this with my mother, and like I said, it was about 16 months when she really was having it. It was 2 years altogether, but 16 months when we found the tumors in her intestines. So I don't know. Oh no, can't do that. They're assholes in that place. Fuck them. No, they can't. We got 5,000 homeless veterans in my town. In one town. 5,000 right here. This county is, and they all live here because they're near the base and near the VA. They have nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the housing that they have, there was a woman, they offered me 6 months. You can stay there 6 months, then you have to leave for 3, and then you can come back on the list for another 6 months. If on the round, then you got to get in line for a little empty room. When you move in there, which I'd have to leave everything in the fucking car, They come in every single day and toss your room like it's a fucking jail cell. Open every drawer, your purse, your shit, everything, everything. And it's just a little room. It's an 8x10 room, like a freaking jail cell. One cot, one lamp, no toilet, no sink, no water, no nothing, just a closet. You have to walk maybe two, like if you were in a strip mall, 2 stores down outside to get to the next building where the showers and the bathrooms are. So if I get sick at 2 in the morning, you think I'm gonna walk outside down the block to go into a building with an unlocked door? A community room. Men and women share the showers and the bathrooms, so there's alternate times for the showers, but all the bathrooms have doors on them. I don't know how that shit works, because it was only meant for men, but they started taking women. The last female Marine who was in there, she lasted 42 hours before she left in the middle of the night. It was her and 38 men. Oh, absolutely not. That's what they're giving you. And that place was probably so infested with roaches, it was disgusting. That's transitional housing for the military. And then they were taking anybody. The military people didn't want it. Gee, I wonder why. So that they started taking in, some of the transient heroin addicts, people who just got out of rehab. People just got paroled were in there. They turned it into a halfway house for the general public. It wasn't just military for VA no more. I was like, well, if the VA guys don't fucking want to stay there, and that girl lasted 40 hours, what are you, nuts? No. Yeah, you never go in a shelter, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Even not one that just has women. Now, the only place that they do have a place is only for women with children. Daily Bread completely shut down. They have nothing, nowhere, nothing, because they're going to build, gave up their properties because it was getting so bad. And the people, let me tell you, there's a reason why they're gone. Yuck. Real fucking unsavory people running the Daily Bread. Holy shit. I don't want to really talk about it, but hell no. So, they completely shut down. And the only thing still open is the one for the shelter for women with children. I called and asked, and they said no. And just in case anything went wrong. And they said no, because that's closing soon too. So they gave up all the Daily Bread properties to the state of Florida. Yeah. No, they all got fucking fired because there was shit going on. And they're building small apartment buildings. The rent's $450 a month. No one can afford that. Now, when you pull it in $365 from your Marine pension money, my father was getting from the Army, a 2-star freaking general. $345 a month was what he was pulling. That's it. He was so long in the Army that he never had a regular job. So my father never paid into Social Security for 35 years. So from the age of 20 to the age of, from 1955 to 1983, my father never paid taxes, never had a regular job except the military. And he was an owner-operator truck driver. He owned his own truck. Didn't pay a lot in there. He was pulling in, I think, what, $45? I'm pulling in 65 because I worked from, it was 15 years or 11 years, 15 years I paid in Social Security before I had a heart attack at 31 years old. I was 30 when the towers hit. So by the time I was, 31, yeah, 32 when I had to stop working. I had my first heart attack when I was 31 and my second when I was 2. Yeah, they're gonna start. That's why I said DeSantis, the great fucking veteran, did shit. He's had all this time to do something like that for here. Nothing. He's done nothing for the veterans. Nothing. Nothing. He's a piece of crap, that guy. He really is. He's too busy grandstanding on the other stuff, because I guarantee you're gonna see him try and run again in 28. He's gonna stab everybody in the fucking back and try and run again and split the vote during the like the primaries, trying to decide who we're gonna put up. He's an ass. He only looked out for himself, and I'm glad he got stabbed in the back. I mean, he's like elected again. Oh, they're disgusting. Some of them had cardboard when there was public housing. She gave me the addresses of 3 of them. I said, let me go check them out. So 2 of them I went to go check out. They had cardboard. It was a condemned hotel by the beach. They put cardboard windows. There's no glass. They're just cardboard jammed in a window frame with no glass in it. There was black mold coming out of the roofs. Little kids were living in this freaking place. It was disgusting, and that was the HUD housing. The other place, I won't discuss why I can't live there, but let's just say I'm the only one of my kind. In a building with about 500 other people in a neighborhood I shouldn't be in. I said, really? You're gonna send me there? Have you lost your mind? Forget it. Just the fact that I had the balls to walk in that place, I'd have gotten killed. You know what I mean? Fucking nuts. Yeah, he shows a lot. He also complains a lot. He needs to go back where he fucking from and stop being such a pain in the ass. He pissed me off a couple of months ago. I forget what the hell he said. And he was complaining about a bunch of stuff. He fucked up. He's always said that he grew up here. That's bullshit. Because he was so busy talking shit once while he was driving that he fucked up and said where he really comes from. Oh, we only moved here 3 years ago. This place has went to shit. And blah, 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 blah. I should just go back to fucking Tennessee or whatever state he was in. They're not from here, so all this time he's been lying. I grew up in Naples. I grew up here. I've been living there for years. No, he hasn't. He screwed up really bad about a couple of months ago. And then people started yelling in his chat, telling him to get out, go home. I thought you were a Floridian, and people started yelling at him. I said, good, I'm not the only one who just heard what he said. What a bunch of liars those 2 are. I knew they weren't from here. That's why I said everybody on YouTube, these fucking people are liars. They'll tell you anything you want to hear. They're fucking con artists, man. Yeah. But, ew. Yeah, of course shit has changed. We've had hurricanes and people went out of business. Richard still hadn't gone to. Richard died before they fixed the hotel on Cocoa Beach where he could start in the new. He was gonna work at the Hyatt, fucking Wyndham, fucking $1,000 night hotel. You know, they couldn't get that place taken care of before the one that hit all our roads away was the second Hurricane Andrew. That was 2015, 2016. Half the beach was gone. We had half a A1A disappeared, and then we had part of US 1. That storm was incredible. Nothing ever happens on this side. That storm went all the way across US 1 and took out half of A1A over here. It was 6 months before you could get to certain parts. You had to drive a half hour south to get to the bridge to go across, or 45 minutes north to go halfway to Cape Canaveral to cut across to drive all the way back down another 45 minutes to get where you had to go. It was insane. Those people have been closed since those store places have been closed since probably before that guy got here, or right around that time, because he came in with the whole end of the COVID fiasco shit. He came a little bit after Richard died. It'll be 4 years this November. He said he was only here 3 years. Yeah, a lot of stuff has closed. Claire's boutique closed. A lot of the Michael's craft stores are closed. That's where I went to go today. What's another franchise that took off down here? Little Caesar's Pizza, that's gone. Completely gone. That place was packed. Always packed. They took off. So, I don't know. There was something else. Was there another? No, I can't remember what it was. It was something else. It happened a couple of days ago. But, yeah, just take these people with a grain of salt. They're just making money. Scared me. My hair, I thought it was a spider. Please, that's all I need. So, what time is it? 6. Alright, yeah, I gotta get off because I won't be able to charge this. Trying to think of something else. And yeah, I can't carry these batteries. These batteries are 45 pounds. And the other one got to weigh over 60, maybe 70 pounds. I can barely move it. It's so heavy, it's not even tied down. It's just freaking sitting there. And the little one doesn't last that long. Oh yeah, the Gulf is just a magnet for hurricanes. A lot of people are going to be leaving the Panhandle. They're going to be cold. There's going to be a lot of snow in the Panhandle this winter. They already gave the notice. We're going to have flurries and up to ½ inch to maximum of 1 inch accumulation over here. And I don't, maybe be 6 to 8 times this winter, right where I am, is going to have sticking snow. The Panhandle, you're looking at like the 8 to 10 inches that they got. And that's going to be all winter. We're going to be like 20 degrees below where we normally are. So if we're normally at 50 in the winter, we're we're going to be in the 30s almost all winter this year. And it's going to be like one rainstorm after another, but it's going to end up turning into sleet, ice. It's going to be like New Jersey, like Jersey. I told Richard that a while ago. New Jersey's getting crazy cold. It was like minus 20 degrees last winter. I was like, this is nuts. It shit's coming down like this, that. Our tilt. So eventually, as it keeps doing this, if we keep turning, like that shit's happened like 3 times. So as we keep tilting, we used to be at 1 o'clock. In 5 years, we went from 1 o'clock to 2:30 on the scale of shit. Once we hit 3, Florida will have Jersey weather, and eventually they'll be switching, and Florida will end up with California's weather, and California have Jersey weather, and Jersey may take Florida's place. It's just gonna turn like this, the way the jet stream is going. Not us in particular, but you know what I'm talking about. The magnetic pull is moving, and it's moving the winds. That's why so many different tornadoes and hurricanes everywhere. We got warnings after Hurricane Sandy. We had all kinds of people from National Geographic, all kinds of shit going on up there for like 4 years. 4 years. Because we were trying to figure out how we could fix certain things, because they told us we had roughly 10 years before the shit hits the fan. And New Jersey starts getting like hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. Like they were trying to prep us, letting us know and explain. And we had big meetings with the town hall because we run the town. It was crazy, the inside shit I heard. I was like, ah! That's when my dad died, I was like, screw this shit. We're going to Florida. They're going to get more snow and less hurricanes soon. It's going to be like New Jersey down there. Oh yeah, we're gonna need it this winter. And I was like, shit, how are you gonna charge anything in the middle of the winter if it's gonna start getting that cold down? I had a problem last year. It got so cold here. Heating, charging stuff up with the solar panels, because they don't want to do nothing when they're cold. I'll figure it out soon. But that won't be until January anyway, so I got time for that. So, who knows? But that's it. But I really wouldn't want to be up there because it's too freaking cold now. And they got another, say, 6, 7 years of this up there. I do not miss Jersey blizzards we were getting. Those nor'easters were getting crazy. Look at all the hurricanes that are going up to Nova Scotia, getting attacked by hurricane after hurricane. They're Miss Florida and going right up to Canada, right past Jersey and hitting Nova Scotia. They got enough problem when it rains up there, let alone hurricanes coming to that little island. Those houses are very old. Well, my aunt was living in was over, and that was back in the day, maybe 150 years old. It was their family house. They've been living there for 200 years in Canada, my grandma's family. Forget it. The house my father was born in was 110 years old, and that's when I was in high school, freshman year. That was a long time ago, and I bet you that freaking house is still standing there. Right on the edge of a cliff, on the top of the Arctic. That was in Newfoundland. Yeah, they've been there forever in that area, Newfoundland. they started, and they migrated. My grandma, when she was, I don't know how old she was. She was born in 1920. So during World War I, they got bombed out of France. They were living in France because they're kind of French Swiss people. They're Swiss from Switzerland and France. So they left Switzerland, went to France. Then World War I happened. Everybody bombed the crap out of France, and they were tired of getting chased around Europe. They went from France to England, here to Germany, and they were just bopping around. And they said, "The hell with this," took off, and went with the rest of the family to Newfoundland, and then they ended up in Nova Scotia, and that's where she grew up. Then she had my father. Now, my father was born in Newfoundland. I still have no idea how he had a Virginia birth certificate. I think Grandma snuck over the border, but that's when people were having babies at home. I think she did was got her ass quick down here. Said, "Oh, I had a baby." The hell was checking back then? No one cared. Didn't care back in the States, you know. Because my dad was born in 40. My grandma was 18, 19, whatever, 17. She got married when she was 16. So somewhere between 16 and 17, she had my dad. It was funny because they weren't that far apart in age. It was weird, like me and my mom, but yeah. Yeah, I had all that. I had that. Everything got lost in the storage unit. I got for anything else. I'm not gonna worry about it. The library's getting creepy. And they don't throw no one out. You know, library's part of the school system down here. Figure that one out. We don't want to offend anyone by throwing them out. I was like, dude, I could smell that guy in the back from outside the library. So anyway, they have a bunch of people out on parole. So if you see a young gentleman in the library in the middle of the day, and you see the same people like every week on Friday, it's because they're checking in with their parole officers on the computers. We had a guy who was trying to get all the old ladies to give him money. I was telling the lady that this guy's bothering people outside, and she goes, "Wait, who?" I said, "You know who." And she goes, "Oh," I said, "He's looking for a ride. He come up and asked me for money." And she goes, "Oh, no, don't talk to him." I said, "Oh, he's one smooth talker, bro. Good-looking guy, nice clothes." Remember I said that. We have a good-looking homeless people down here. The con artists are the good-looking guys. Trying to get over, and a bunch of old ladies trying to get in their car to take them home. And she goes, "He's on parole." I said, "New? Where'd he come from?" She goes, "Well, they brought him from over here, but this is his second time. He gets in trouble again, he's gonna hit the 3-strike thing, and he'll never be out again." I'm like, "Oh, so you're gonna let him rob some old lady?" And I swear to God, they did shit about it. They didn't do nothing. I said, "Just call the cops and tell him he's chasing old ladies across the parking lot." They don't give a shit. That's when I stopped going to the library. I realized it's all the same. Same people running over there are running the libraries and the schools. It's all the same people. So that was that. Stop going to the library. Plus, it was always crowded. There were like 40 people lined up there every day with a battery in their hand. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you? I'm just about to get off. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I gotta read it out loud. About the sun change in direction. Yes, big time. The sun does not set where it normally sets over here, and it doesn't come up in the right. It's off. Everything is off. Oh, that's good. I'm sorry. Someone stole my solar panels, so I gotta get off because I can't wait to charge anything. And no one lets you go in anymore. McDonald's, Taco, everybody took the charging and covered up all the plates. And you only have 20 minutes. This is a half an hour, and that's it. You're out the door. Even Starbucks, 15 minutes. That's it. That's it. Because everybody on YouTube started sending everybody in these places, telling everybody what they were doing. Now they got 5,000 people every day coming in. Big signs in every fast food, any place that sells food is a 15, 20, or 30-minute. That's it. You gotta leave, or you will be towed, or they're gonna call the cops and hit you with a trespassing ticket. And they do. They do. That's probably the best part of their day is when they get to call the cops on someone and let through the window. So it's gonna get dark. Shit. Well, at least I got the solar lights. I don't know if I put them. Oh, well, maybe not this one. I used the little garden dollar store lights. I put some of these. The top comes off if you twist them. So I put all the little tops in the window. Only I didn't do that today. But I think I got my other one charged. This little guy, I got this for $10. It's one of those on TV ones where it's probably 2 for $20 if you can find the commercial for it. I forget the name of that guy. All this stuff, like, you know. But the bottom, it's a touch. It's got 3 different things. On one charge, on low, like a night light low, and I just leave it right here, and I can move it wherever I'm going in the van. I keep it up front when I'm driving at night. One charge will last you 2 nights and maybe a half of a third on the lowest setting, because it gets really bright. It's got LED, and then a combination of the two, it dims down. Look at that. And all 3 is, see, it's yellow. All 3 of them dim. So I use this. This thing, I should have got another one, but it was in the little aisle in like Walmart or General, as seen on TV, where they got the air tape. All right, those guys. $10. I should have bought 2. But one lights up the whole van at night, and I put them on the floor so it doesn't light up the ceiling, and it lights up the whole bottom of the van, because that's where you need to see anyway. And you don't see it. If you put your lights on the floor, you don't see them out the windows. I checked. All right, that's my last tip. I'll post here and there. I'll talk to you guys later. I think that's it. Yeah, I gotta get the hell out of here because I'm not gonna have nothing. And I gotta have something because I have to watch it here. I gotta use both at the same time. I want to throw this tablet, and when this thing is done, I'm going to run this thing over with the car. I swear to God. And I've had it with this tablet and its little quirky things. One day it flip-flops, one day it doesn't, and for some reason YouTube, since I updated the YouTube because it came up, it won't rotate anymore. So now it's stuck. All of this is where it's cracked. It's cracked from here down. So all of this is under alien tape and masking tape. I can't even see it. I don't even know how to stop the live stream except for cutting off the power to it. So I will see you guys soon. Give me a couple of weeks. So around the 15th of October. But I'll post here and there, okay, at least once a week. And that's it. Safe, be careful, and don't leave shit tied to your car outside. Alright, bye everybody. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'll let you know. Hopefully the world won't come to an end before next month. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye everybody.